Alright, everyone. Welcome to the channel. We have a special content for you today. We have a post-qualifying press conference of the top three drivers. That's Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, and Checo Perez. We will see how the driver felt in the track, what they has to say about their cars, how the car felt, were there any struggles that they had, and everything else. So let's watch together. Let's listen to them. If something gets my eye, I will pause the video and give my honest opinion. I will comment on it and everything else. So let's watch together and see what's gonna happen. Let's go.
A very warm welcome to the fastest three drivers in qualifying for the FIA Formula One Belgian Grand Prix. In third place, Sergio Perez. In second place, Charles Leclerc. And fastest in Q3, once again here at Spa, Max Verstappen. Well, very well done, Max. You were extremely quick in all conditions. How hooked up were you and the RB20 today?
Yeah, it was a good day. Of course, yesterday we tried a few things with the car. I think we learned from that, and today we tried to put on the car what we thought was best, and I think, as you could see, we ran maybe also a little bit more downforce compared to some competitors. So naturally, of course, in the wet probably it's a little bit more stable, and that can help, of course, around here. But overall, I think the laps were good in qualifying all the way from Q1 to Q3. I passed Q1 and Q2 only on one tire set, so I think that was important because that gave me, of course, a better opportunity for Q3. And yeah, everything was working well. But of course, today is not as important because tomorrow is going to be dry, it's going to be warmer, and we need to be good on tires. And of course, starting 10 places back, it is going to be, of course, a little bit more tricky. I don't expect it, of course, to be like the last 2 years. Naturally, looking at, of course, the cars around us being quite quick. So yeah, we'll just try to move forward, try to fight Ferraris, Mercedes, and with a bit of luck, maybe the McLarens, but it all depends on our pace ourselves.
Max, one pole sitter, but let's talk about Q3. You pulled together a beautiful lap right at the end of the session. Just how good was
the rain? Picked up a little bit at the end of Q3, which maybe there was a bit more to find on the first part of Q3, but obviously anyway, P1 was out of reach for us today. It's a lot better than what we expected coming into the weekend, and especially after yesterday. That was a very difficult day for the team once again. So yeah, the tricky conditions helped us today.
What about the asphalt? So much of it is new this year. How was that performing in the wet weather?
I mean, the old asphalt seems to be drying up pretty quickly, whereas the new asphalt a little bit slower, so that was a little bit tricky. But all in all, it was fine. I think there was quite a good grip on.
Are you more confident coming into this race than you were same point last year?
I cannot remember about last year, too long ago, and so many things have happened since then. Then for sure, if we are looking for tomorrow, it's going to be a tricky race for us. It will be dry conditions, and on dry conditions recently we've been struggling a little bit more. However, the McLaren is a bit further away than what we wanted. There's Checo right behind. That will be the main target, and then we'll see how it goes after the first stint. But it's a good starting position. It's also a track where you can overtake quite easily, so we'll need the pace, and that will only have the answer tomorrow.
Right.
I wanna say one thing. This is very, very important. So the track Spa has a new asphalt. So they changed the asphalt of the track. That's a really interesting thing, and the drivers are struggling because the rain is not drying fast enough. Whew. Let's go. Let's move on.
Right. Very well done. Thank you. And Checo, well done to you as well. That was a great qualifying session for you. Are you much happier with the car this weekend?
Not initially. We tried a lot of things. We kept throwing things at it, and it's never ideal when you don't have progression. And once again today we throw at it a lot of things. I think we found a nicer window, a little bit similar in the direction of Hungary, where we were a lot happier with the car. So I think, although I mean it's on the inter conditions, but the balance in the medium high speed was feeling positive in the right direction. So
the one you had in FP1, some people might think it's a strange choice given that you have the 10-place grid penalty, but is it the case that with the DRS effect so big nowadays that it doesn't make a huge difference in the race then?
I felt a bit more confident and comfortable on the FP1 wing. So I hope that is also going to be the case tomorrow. Tomorrow's a bit warmer as well, so naturally probably a bit more sliding. I just hope, that it's better for me. But when you, of course, look at the McLaren, for example, they were in a very skinny wing. Seems to work for them, but it didn't really work for me yesterday. So, bit of a different strategy also there. And I guess we'll find out tomorrow how it will work out. I mean, I have to pass cars. The DRS effect is quite big around here, but at the end of the day, I think it's more important just to be good on tyres around here. Because if you're good on tyres, you can pass people.
Thank you, Max. Next one.
Scott Mitchell from the race. A question to Checo. Checo, after the last couple of months, I think this is your best qualifying result since China. Criticism that you've had, the fact that Red Bull has said that they wanted to have some conversations over the summer break, it's perfectly timed, and I think, as Tom alluded to, it could have been so different had that run plan cost you in Q2.
It's not where we are now, it's how you ride the waves, and where we finish in Abu Dhabi. I mean, there are a lot of drivers that haven't been able to maximize their performance lately, but
Jake.
Jake Walter, Autosport. Another question for Checo, please. Obviously, fantastic result today. Really good race in Hungary as well. Do you feel like confidence is starting to come back to you after, I guess, a very difficult period for you? Thank you.
More than confidence. I mean, it's not like focusing on what we gotta do at the end of the day. It's getting the most points we possibly can, and the rest couldn't care less, to be honest.
So, Red Bull have made a lot of changes to their car. A lot of things has changed on the cars. We are hearing this. Listen, guys, this is very interesting. Like, Red Bull is using a bigger wing, a thicker wing, and it seems to be working for Max Verstappen, but nothing works for Checo at the moment. He's trying a lot of things. He's struggling a lot more than Max. Max in the other way. He doesn't have that confidence that he had 2-3 years ago. Like, issues are not stopping for Red Bull at the moment. Like, they have a lot of issues internally and externally. Internally, I say, because they have issues with their team manager, and team principal, Max, with GP, etc., etc. So we will have to see what's going to happen to them. Let's move on. Let's continue. Let's listen what else we have prepared for you.
Thanks, Checo. All right, another one.
Carlo Pratella, Formula Passion. Question for Max and Sergio. How much do you think today's result is due to track, weather conditions, or a different setup strategy?
I think it's all down to the drivers.
Confidence.
No, like I mentioned before, we run a bit more downforce, so for sure that is good for today. One lap pace is, of course, important, but it's more important to be good on the tires tomorrow. I feel like most of the last qualifyings we have been quite close over one lap, even when I was still not entirely happy with the car or the balance. But then in the race, sometimes there have been bigger differences for me. So it's important that, tomorrow, we are good on tires and competitive, of course, as well.
Same.
All right. Another one.
Luke Smith from The Athletic. Max, I know you said it's still a damage limitation race for you, but compared to Thursday, when you seemed quite downbeat about your chances of winning, given when McLaren's starting as well tomorrow, do you feel a little bit more optimistic that you could still win tomorrow's race?
Looking at their pace yesterday in the long run, it's incredibly strong. They look very comfortable out there. Of course, they are starting a little bit further back, but I think they're so fast they will, quite quickly challenge for the front, for the lead. And it also depends a bit, of course, how I get through lap 1 and stuff. But I would already be happy if we can match that race pace. So starting a bit further back, also being on different tires. I don't know how that is going to work out. Most teams around us have 2 hard tires. We don't.
Some modifications, especially on the outlap and how much you push and where you push, and then I felt more at ease, and that helped me for Q3. So yeah, it was all about fine tuning the outlap and putting the tires in the right window.
Okay. Yep. There's another one.
Lawrence Edmondson, ESPN. Another question for Charles. How surprised are you by this result? Because obviously it's been a while since we've seen you in the top 3. Was it just a case of, like you say, getting the tyres in the right window in the wet, or is this something of a bigger step for Ferrari?
No, I'm very surprised. And actually, even when I finished the lap, I didn't. It was a good lap, a clean lap, and that's what you need in those conditions. And I believe that especially when you get to Q3 in the last lap, everybody knows that this is the lap, and that pushes people to maybe do more mistakes. On my side, it was a clean lap, but not a incredible lap. So yeah, I'm very happy to be P2, but I definitely did not expect that. I think as a team today, P5 will have been a good result, and today we are P2, and tomorrow we'll be starting on pole. So that's a good thing. But as I said, we don't have any magical solution for the race pace, and it will be a bit of a tricky day tomorrow.
Whoa. So Ferraris have lost their confidence. That's all.
Thank you. Yes. Scott.
It's commentary man from the races to Max and Checo. Do you think that when you look at the comparison of your car to McLaren, do you think that the McLaren is now kind of the best all-round car, but it's now about optimizing things, and actually they're so closely matched that conditions, track characteristics is the thing that will swing the battle between the two teams?
Well, I think if you look at the last 5-6 races, they for sure have been the best. I mean, quite clear moment. But we'll see. I mean, there's so many races left and so many things that can happen. You can have the best possible preparation into every single weekend, but even things can catch you by surprise, you know. So just have to remain focused, calm, and try to improve.
Yeah, I think they've been the best car, let's say, for the last 5 races or so, in different type of circuits. They've been strong, certainly in the race pace, and I think the break comes at a good time for Red Bull, because we got a lot to analyze on our season, the directions we've been taking, and hopefully get the balance a little bit more together for the second half of the season. More than any other upgrade, I think it's getting the balance in the right window will be the main key. And
So that's it, everyone, from this press conference that we had at the qualifying for the guys, for the top 3 drivers. We listened a lot of things, but the most important thing that I concluded from the 3 of the drivers that we had here, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, and Checo Perez, is that none of these guys don't have the confidence to win the race. And this is going to be an interesting thing. Everyone thinks, all of them thinks that McLaren will win the race, but we will need to see and watch, and we will have a special content on our channel for this and for that and for tomorrow. Stay with us. Stick with us. Like and subscribe. Support us and stay with us until the next one. Bye.